All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the fourth match. It is right now game point for Team Liquid. Let's check it out. The map will be Daybreak for these two players.
Indeed it will, Gretorp, and Daybreak is just a great map for ZVP. I really love Daybreak. It's just such a nice map when it comes down to this particular matchup. And we have Joya at the bottom left of the map. This could well be the last game of the day. If Joya is not able to defeat Sheth, then they will, well, Team Liquid will have won the team battle. But Joya, obviously, if he's able to tie the scores, then we will see the ace match. His opponent is Sheth. He starts at the top right in purple. Our Zerg player from Team Liquid probably going to start with a gasless expand with just the pool, no extractor, and then the hatchery.
Now Joya, we've seen him before on this map, and it was actually against Destiny from Team Quantic. Didn't do too well against them either. He did lose out to Destiny. He was the only one to actually lose out in that clan war.
Yeah, he actually lost, and I'm a huge fan of pointing it out to him whenever I see him at the comp studio, and he hates me for it. He's like, oh, lag, I chobo, and yeah, you chobo, you FXO easy. Nah, it's just friendly banter, and yeah, it was just fun to tell him, and sometimes it's always fun talking to Joya.
The truth hurts, Joya. The truth hurts. Now, of course, Joya is a fantastic Protoss player, and we're going to see him give it his all. Let's see if he actually prepared for his opponent. Now, Sheth has been known to go, mutas here and there, but, it's going to be a big thing where he actually goes from here and what Joya does to prevent something like mutas, because we've seen time and time again mutas get a lot of power, and with their speed, obviously with them taking all that map control, they're able to really stress their opponents and make it so that their army composition is rubbish.
The thing of Joya is that he always has some builds prepared. He's a player who really likes to go for some kind of sneaky builds. He starts with a Nexus first in this game and follows it up with a Forge, which is a little bit surprising because he doesn't have any scouting information whatsoever. It's not unheard of to go Nexus first on Daybreak, but usually you will see the Protoss player send out one probe just to make sure that there is no gas for the Zerg player. But now we have him without scouting at all. He's taking a risk, he is taking quite the gamble and cutting a couple of corners. So now with the Nexus first, he will be safe, but he does not really know that. It's just a little bit of a coin flip. If Sheth would have played aggressive, he would have now been in a great position to actually attack the wall of the Protoss player from FXO.
Sure, but Daybreak is a map where it's not really great for that. I mean, it's pretty big, that's why. So early aggression is kind of like, nonsensical. Also, it's a two-player map, so the Zerg is more inclined not to do that type of build because your opponent can easily scout you out, as opposed to a map like Terminus, where it's hard to scout. Obviously the probability that you're going to be directly next to the opponent and they scout is very low, or it's a little bit lower, so it can be kind of a risky. It's actually more risky to go for an early type of pressure build, I think, than to go for something like what Sheth is doing right now.
I feel that in a best of 3, for example, you could just try to go for some kind of very, very early pool against Protoss just to take a gamble. In a best of 1, it's not really worth it. Correct. That is what Joe was hoping for. And Sheth is going for the standard play that we see on Daybreak. He's going for the quick third. There is a probe already, and here's the pylon for Joya. He's throwing down the pylon right away, and there is no overlord in the vicinity of the third base, so we might just see the cannon, a couple of Zerglings headed at least towards the right side of the map, but Sheth might be in a bit of trouble. The pylon is about to be done, and we'll see the first cannons. I don't think that he can defend against it.
I don't think so either.
No. There's just no way. Not with all 3 cannons now already being built. This hatch is going to fall.
Yeah, and he actually does not cancel it because he has not been able to see that coming. And as soon as that pops, it's going to be like, crap. That's not good.
Yeah, there are already 3 cannons. He can't even cancel 1 or 2 of them. He doesn't need 3. That's actually, that's overreaching a bit. You don't need 3 cannons. That's a lot of minerals in the early stage of the game.
450 minerals plus that extra pylon. 550 minerals to kill a 300 mineral unit, but the big thing is that he stops a lot of larva production and he stops from mining, so it's not just 300 minerals, it's more, or 350 minerals I should say, with that one drone that he he has made. So overall, a nice little trade there, I think, from Choya. And
we have now the
Good.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
The third base is being placed again by Sheth, and well, as I said, I don't really like that Choya is investing that many minerals into this. It was great that he's able to kill the third base. That is actually huge, as you mentioned. But I don't know. We've seen a couple of games already where the Zerg player was forced to build his base at another position in the game. Game between NASTL and Killer that I casted on this map came to mind, and in the end, NASTL won, and it didn't really pay off all that well for Killer, so that's a lot of minerals. I hope that this is not going to affect Choya's late game. He's trying to go for a Stargate transition now, and Shaz, as I already mentioned, is trying to get his third up again.
I think the number one thing that it actually affects from the Zerg is the tech, and what I mean by that is your ability to actually tech very, very fast to something like Mutas. That's completely gone because you're basically working with, what is it, the max of 4 gas, and you can't really get that many Mutas up with 4 gas. Yes, you can pop out with the initial 9, 10, whatever it might be, but you then kind of trail off, and you need that extra 2 gas normally that you have at this third. So knowing that, I think Choya is a little bit happier saying, okay, I don't have to deal with Mutalisks anymore. I can just prepare against like a Zergling, Roach, Baneling type of army in this early game stage.
We have now an Overlord that has been scouting the Stargate, and we know about the gateways as well. Well, Sheth knows about them. That's the point. The expansion is a little bit more exposed for Sheth, but at the same time, it's harder for the Protoss player to get in a position where he can actually use force fields to block off the army of his opponent. So this is going to be really interesting how this game is going to unfold. We have the third base now for Choya. He's trying to expand as well. He is behind in supply though. We have both of them on roughly the same amount of harvesters, and now the Hydra Den, which is very interesting. I'm not a huge fan of Hydras, but in this game they might just work out.
You can see the sentries, or one sentry able to trap itself between some force fields and this one Nexus. The Zerglings are doing good damage, but is it going to be enough at this point? Now, Zerglings are fairly expensive at this point because you are going for Zergling Roach. It's not something like Muta, where Zerglings can be thrown away very nonchalantly. So overall, I do like that trade. It is a trade for minerals against gas, so you weaken Choya's gas concentration in that army. It helps out oh so much. First Void Ray and 3 Phoenixes around the field, and what are they going to do? Probably going to go pressure, but where are they going to pressure?
17 drones are being built, by the way. Sheth is now just droning it up, and it's a little. Have a quick look at the third base of Choya. There is 1 pylon powering 3 gateways and 2 photon cannons. I hope this is not going to affect him later on. If Sheth plays this well, and with Hydralisk and the range upgrade, he might just be in a position where he can snipe the pylon, and that would be a huge blow to Choya. Let's see if he is going to capitalize on it later. And as you mentioned, Phoenix is just trying to put on some pressure now in the main base and trying to take down overlords and drones, 4 of them in total.
Yeah, I would love these. I would love Choya right now to sit back and just relax. You should go for Colossus Tech, knowing that a lot of supply is actually being
hold that thought, Gretorp. At the third base, we have an attack with the Zealots, nearly over already. Thanks for the Hydralisk, because they just popped. There were like 4 or 5 Zealots trying to take on the third base of Sheth, but the Hydralisks were in position, took down all of them. Very well defended by Sheth from Team Liquid. And yeah, if Sheth wins, the team war is over.
Yeah, and he does have a supply advantage right now. I'm actually surprised that we're only seeing gateway tech coming out from Choya. The question is, where can Sheth actually attack? There are a good amount of sentries right here. Stalkers are up on the field. There are ramps, but right now Choya isn't actually defending his ramp. He's going to be in a lot of trouble here if he lets all these units all the way up into this critical point. This is a position that you cannot let Zerg get. And now, oh my god, this is going to do so much damage. Khaldor.
Yeah, he's sniping the Forge, and this is the huge problem that Choya has. He doesn't have Colossi. He went for the Stargate and immediately shafted with the Hydra. And I mentioned that I don't really like Hydras all that much in general, but in this game they actually work because there is just nothing for Choya, no Colossi, and here we go. We have a huge battle unfolding, and all those Hydras dishing out a ton of damage. Even with a Blink upgrade, it will be hard for Choya. He doesn't have it just just yet. It's not finished, and we have Roach and Hydra is doing so much damage. The Cybernetics core is being sniped while a part of the force is moving towards the third, and there's soon going to be no more additional Stalkers for Choya. This is just so bad for him.
The huge investment of Blink Stalker is going to be negated with killing that single building. The Cybernetics core goes down. Choya can't make any more Stalkers, as you said, and now finally the Blink Stalkers are trying to do a little bit here, but look at how many units there are. So many Roaches tanking the damage. The Hydras are just ripping apart Choya's forces, and this is just from bad to worse. I mean, Choya was in such a great position. There's a big string of Zealots being warped in right here. It's going to buy him a little bit of time, but look at how many units are just stringing forward. There's just a Congo line right now of Zerg units that are just doing so much damage, man.
Yeah, exactly. He took down the cannons already, and there's a ton of Hydras, and Hydras are so good against gateway units, especially when there's no charge, when there are no Colossi to back the gateway army up. And this is exactly what happens right now. The Hydralists are dishing out the damage. We have a bunch of Roaches or Zerglings in the front in order to block them. And this is beautiful. 150 supply for Sheth and only 83 left for Choya. The pylon dies, 3 of the gates not able to warp in any additional units. Oh, actually they are, because there has been a second pylon being built, so it doesn't affect him at all. But well, this should be game, and I think that this is going to be it. Team Liquid will take this team battle against FXO with a 3-1 score.
Yeah, and of course I think the big two things I would say in this game is not holding that ramp. There's no reason why the Stalkers and Sentries should be over there. Not having spotters on the field should actually be added to that, so maybe 3, and not going to Colossus. Colossus are so essential when you're up against Hydras. You need that AoE to actually attack in the back over there. Else, what you're basically going to be doing is giving the Roaches a better way to actually form a concave, just because you have to push in to kill the Hydras, and then all of a sudden the Roaches are a lot closer to you. They can do a lot more damage. So from here, I mean, it's all going to be a formality, because Choya is already lost in this game. He only has his third up. His main is completely dead.
Exactly. There are Hydralists everywhere, taking down the next side, taking down pylons, the tech buildings, and it's only a small force of Chef is needed to actually pressure Choya's remaining units. So this is definitely a game. That's the GG.
Congratulations to Team Work. A very surprising finish over there. Not saying that Sheth wasn't able to beat his opponent, more so that Choya basically knew exactly what his opponent was doing. He had the Phoenixes there. Not only that, just denying that third says you're not going to go Muta. If you do go Muta, it's going to be really stupid, right? So, and the reason why I said was the gas count is going to be significantly lower in that game. Obviously, if you're down from 6 gas to something like 5 gas, that cuts your Muta count quite significantly. What is that, 1/6? 17%? So stuff like that, man, it's going to kill you.
Yeah, and it certainly did. So Choya loses to Sheth. Sheth played that really well. The decision to go Hydralisk in this game was really a good one. Choya was more prepared for something like the Spire attack. He already went for the Blink, but yeah, he got caught completely off guard, especially when Sheth tried to walk up the ramp. There was no block. You mentioned it several times, and therefore he could just attack the main base. He was in a beautiful position where he could attack either the natural expansion or the third, depending on where Choya positioned himself with his army. So this was really, really well done. And yeah, Sheth with a very nice game, and he takes the last game, the last point, and therefore the clan war.
Yeah, and think, Khaldor, if he just blocked the ramp, maybe 2 rounds of force fields, he could have gotten that Blink out. All of a sudden you have Blink Stalkers popping out, and you all of a sudden have a much more manageable army, you know, to deal with. So, you know, just these little tiny mistakes really hindered Choya, and he put him in a terrible position for Sheth to take the win. So congratulations yet again to Team Liquid for taking it. They're going to secure themselves in the top finishers of the NASTL. That does guarantee them that they will be in the playoffs. So 100% they will be in the playoffs. They're just fighting for seed from here on out, but I think they're, you know, obviously just 1 win away from taking top seed. So that being said, congratulations to them yet again. Tough loss for FXO, who take their 2nd loss in a row. This is their consecutive loss. Is that right? Yeah, consecutive loss. And quite unfortunate for them, but they're still in the top tier. Don't count them out because they are definitely very close to finishing for playoffs. But that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Khaldor, thank you so much for casting with me. It's been a blast as always, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Always a pleasure.
You know how it is. Khaldor, do you have any shout-outs, last words before we part our ways?
Just a quick shout out to all the guys at the GOM House right now and all the people in Korea that are working at the GSL.
All right, Khaldor. Well, thank you so much. You know I love you long time, and can't wait to cast with you some more. Actually, I know I'll be casting you this Sunday for the NAST or the Sunday show match, the NASL Sunday show match, where we will have Chef and Sake. So I'll see you there. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for today. So a big thanks to the people that made this possible, our sponsors, AZO Monitors, iBuy Power Computers. We also want to thank Kingston HyperX, Cooler Master, and last but not least, Beyond Gaming. Definitely check out AZO's Twitter and Facebook, AZO USA, on both of those, twitter.com/AZO USA, facebook.com/AZO USA, and you can check out that beautiful monitor. You can win it if you go and follow them, like them on Facebook and Twitter. Additionally, check out Beyond Gaming. You can go over to beyondgaming.com/page/BG link. That's where you can find a desktop app to connect to your friends. A lot easier, and it'll be able to show the wins, losses, everything, so you can be a little bit more competitive with your training buddies or your friends or your IRL friends. Not IRL friends, I guess, in real life, in fake life, IFL, whatever it might be. But you can check it out there. Again, beyondgaming.com/page/BG link. But that's going to do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. So from everybody here at the NASL studio, we wish you a very big thank you and a great day in your StarCraft experience.
Well, apparently. Actually, your teammate in control once called me the god of cheese. Really? The god of cheese. So I believe I'm way ahead of you again, Jake.
Frick. It's okay. Alright. I'll be the bigger man today and not say anything since we're casting.